Does it look okay? You think it's fine? Closer? I mean, he knows the best. Do you think it's okay? Sorry?
כאן?
לא, לכיוון עוד טיפה לפה ומסתכלת.
משהו כזה? לכאן, כן.
Emily, I think you're in the shot.
Okay, so if you could just maybe start with your name and organization and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay, my name is Lee Rohn. I work for a nonprofit called BATSME, and we help underprivileged populations integrate into the workforce.
Okay, so could you describe what the challenge was that you had coming into this session?
We often have presentations that we like to give to people who come from abroad to learn about our organization, partners and our programs and that sort of thing, and that we want to be able to present them the information in a fun and creative way that's more interesting than what I'm usually able to do with just PowerPoint.
Okay, and you found a solution using technology, or?
Yeah, I learned today about Prezi, which is a digital online tool that I can use to sort of create a presentation that is a lot more creative and has a lot more options in terms of how to use different kinds of media and integrate them into something that's more dynamic.
Okay, and is this the tool that you're here talking about?
Yeah, so we talked about several services like Dropbox, if this then that, and one of the focused tools that we talked about was Prezi. And we went through, how to create, how to sign up and create a Prezi presentation, and basically just the entire tool set to get things done.
So what's so great about Prezi?
So Prezi is this huge canvas where you throw everything you have on it, and you don't have to think in slides, but just how to focus your information in a fun, intuitive, dynamic way, and you can move from area to area with animations. So rather than just think in slide after slide, you're actually looking at things in areas, and that's a lot more dynamic and fun. So, Prezi.
Thank you both so much.
Can you start by saying a little bit your name and a little bit about your organization?
Sure, my name is Beverlyn Bear. I have a website called hemshech.org. Basically, it categorizes nonprofit services, welfare services, and a few other aid services in the Tel Aviv-Yafo area.
And I'm Andrew Turner. I work for GeoIQ, and we have a website called GeoCommons that makes it easy to make maps and embed them in websites in just a few minutes.
Beverly, can you tell us a little bit about some challenges that you were facing coming into the session?
Definitely. One of the main challenges that I faced in general at the website was making the information easily accessible to the people who need the information, who are trying to find the services. While I did categorize them, I didn't know if that was the easiest way to get the information across to the people who needed it. So I thought that using a map on the website would be a nicer way for people to not only find which services they're looking for, but the locations of the services as well.
So we took the addresses from the website and we geocoded them in Hebrew to their addresses. And then we uploaded it and put it on the map and styled it,
yes,
and then embedded it on the website. So now as soon as you view the front page of the website, you can see the categories, you can also see the location of the services, click on those, see the address, the hours, the phone numbers, and what kind of services they offer.
Yep. And that's it. Thank you so much.
A brief couple of words about what the organization focuses.
שמי אדילי ואני עובדת בעמותת תפוח, אפל סידס אקדמי, ואנחנו מתעסקים בצמצום פערים חברתיים על ידי צמצום של פערים טכנולוגיים.
אני מאיה מויצו, אני בעצם מרכזת פרויקט של קידום נשים לתעסוקה, פרויקט משותף עם תפוח, יש לנו פרויקטים משותפים גם עם עמותת סביבה תומכת. טוב.
אני דיאנה מ-Supportive Community, which help women to open small businesses in order to כדי להתפרנס.
And the other one?
Yes, can you repeat your name, please?
Adili.
This is Adili. She is with Appleseed.
Yeah, I'm working in Appleseed project.
And they are based on.
We are dealing. אנחנו מתעסקים בצמצום פערים חברתיים.
Bridging on social gaps.
והכלי שאנחנו משתמשים בו והפער שאנחנו מזהים כפער מאוד מאוד חשוב להתמקד בו זה הפערים הטכנולוגיים.
Using and bridging gaps of technology, with technology over technology.
אנחנו היינו בסדנה של לורה,
We were at Laura's workshop.
שנקראת Frontline SMS, בעצם שימוש ב-SMS לקשר עם משתתפות, לקשר עם לקוחות. במקרה שלנו גם כן השימוש ב-SMS הוא מאוד יעיל, גילינו שהוא מאוד יעיל, חסכוני, הוא מאוד מתאים לנשים שהן לא טכנולוגיות.
Utilizing SMS technologies in order to help women that have no technology background in order to communicate in a way that is efficient and cost effective.
גם לתזכורות, תוך כדי הקורסים ותוך כדי הפעילות איתם.
For memos throughout their workshops and classes.
וגם בעצם לקשר איתן אחרי הקורס, אחרי 3 חודשים, חצי שנה, שנה, שנתיים, ככה כדי לראות מה קורה איתן ושהם יהיו בקשר איתנו בחזרה. זאת גם דרך לגרום להם לתזכורות, למשל, להגיע לכלים טכנולוגיים אחרים, כמו תזכורת, להגיע לאימייל ולמקומות אחרים, אבל זה משהו שבאמת יש לכל אחת, גם בטלפון שהוא לא סמארטפון, טלפון רגיל.
This is also a great way to keep them in touch, even several months after the workshop or the class has ended, and also as a way of reminding them and turning them into other technologies like email, telling them something about events that or things that happen through other media.
או גם אם אנחנו רוצים ליצור הכשרות חדשות עבורם, או להבין מהם מה הצרכים שלהם.
Or if we want to create new training sessions or getting from them their needs and their requirements for their ever-changing environment.
מה שקורה לנו בסוף הקורס, יש התלהבות תמיד מאוד גדולה מהקורסים ומהאווירה שנוצרה, אבל מעניין אותנו לראות אחרי 3 ו4 חודשים אם באמת זה הוביל לתעסוקה, כי זו המטרה שלנו, תעסוקה.
As it happens, there's a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of excitement right after the classes and after the workshops, but one of our goals is to see if further down the line there's still effect of the classes and the workshops on their ability to working in get assimilated into workplaces.
במקרה שלנו אנחנו חשבנו בעקבות החשיפה של לורה לחשוף את הלקוחות שלנו שהם בעלות עסקים זעירים לכלי הזה כדרך לשמר את הלקוחות שלהם, כדרך לידע על מבצעים מיוחדים שזה מאוד זול וזה מאוד איך אומרים זמין ונגיש.
Through Laura's workshop, we were thinking that we can have women who are owners of small businesses and even home-based businesses to utilize this tool of text messages in order to preserve customers and even inform customers of new opportunities or new sales and things like that.
Okay, thank you so very much. And I'm so sorry, before you leave, will you just write down name and organization so we can put titles?
It's like, hi, my name is Hila, and okay. Hi, my name is Hila Yalon, and I'm a director at Strive Israel, which is a program of developing a career from Tevet Joint, JDC. I'm very happy to be here in the Tech Camp. And I learned something very important for me. One of the things I was learning here is the IFTTT that Allah taught us, which helps me to not to be so afraid from the technology issues and to be addicted to the technology and all the net. And if TTT will help me to be in all the nets that I can use without working in it.
So tell us a little bit more about what the platform does. It organizes what the technology does.
Or if TTT is a web where if minute. If this, then that. So if I'm מעדכנת, if I'm updates in my Facebook, any thing or photo or something, so the IFTTT will make automatically will do the update in the Twitter or in my mail or everywhere I will ask it to do, and it makes the whole technology world to be easier and friendly for me.
This one is, it won't show up on this camera.
So, can you tell us your name and organization and a couple of words describing what you do?
Okay. Okay, my name is Tali. My organization is actually started as a content website for the people of the Galilee to promote activism and social issues, and at a very early stage we understood we do want to really meet people and see the places and issues that we talk about. So we also arrange tours and conferences, and the problem we had is we are trying to we have mailing lists and newsletter subscribers and Facebook friends members and people who actually come to our events, and we were trying to learn here how to centralize our activity and how to get people to come, to really come to our events. And one tool that I learned about today is Meetup, and I set up a Meetup group, and that's an event management tool, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully people will, I have to invite friends to join, and then they will be informed on any event that we're having. And this is one part of, I don't know what you call that, like the management of our community. So it's one important part of our community is our offline events. So I hope this can help with that, manage our events.
And another thing that she and I talked about that was interesting and that I think will end up being really effective for them is that they already have this community that shows up to events and that is participating and that has an active online life, but it's all going through two people who are running the organization.
Right.
And so they want to open up the organization to let multiple people start events, to let multiple people run events. And so that's something that Meetup gives them, is the ability to say anybody can schedule an event, anybody can run an event, anybody can make comments on our message boards. So it isn't just about these two people are doing all of this work, it's about empowering the members of the community to lead itself. Which, you know, is ideal. That's an engaged community. That's an engaged membership. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah. And let's talk about it, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Go? Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so our organization is called Turning the Tables. It provides vocational skills for women coming out of prostitution. And we actually have great support from the community, from the society, and our biggest problem was getting funding. We have
lost. You have the what?
The mentors we have the mentors that come in and volunteer their experience. We have people providing the materials. We have volunteers, and what we're really lacking is a home of our own where we can provide a safe space for these ex-sex workers that can come in and get their vocational skills. And what we found through Merrill at TechCamp, is how to reach people through the internet. The program is called Indiegogo, and maybe you want to explain what Indiegogo does.
I mean, basically the idea is that they, they've done this amazing thing. They basically, with no money and through work, have trained a number of ex-sex workers to design these gowns, and these gowns that they've made actually are amazing. It's a beautiful work that they're doing, and they just need more people to know about what they're doing so that they can get money from a broader audience. Right. And that's what a tool like Indiegogo gives them, is the ability to speak to, instead of the hundreds of people who are their supporters in Tel Aviv now, it lets them speak to thousands of supporters all over the world who are going to say, yeah, I want to give an organization like that $25 or $50 or $100 in order to help them reach their goal of having a studio space where
every
where
dollar is going to build that brick that's going to make that place, that home.
Yep.
That's what we're doing.
It's amazing.
Yep. She's amazing.
So, yeah.
Thanks. Thank you.
Can you just tell us your, I guess, name and organization, or maybe the name or maybe the organization that was looking to solve the problem?
Well, the organization is named CFE, Citizens for Environment. And it's an NGO that works in the Galilee area in the north of Israel, and it aims to increase awareness of illegal dumping sites in Israel and in the north part of Israel. And the work we did today is to get the technology platform of a website called crowdmap.com to help the organization put all illegal sites on the map and increase awareness about this issue using different media tools that this website is connected to, such as Facebook, Twitter, etc. Gregory, you want to add something?
Yeah, I think that we just were trying to advise how the technologies can address the local bottom-up needs, and the problem of the illegal garbage sites is a good problem that can be solved, or at least the technology can help to map the problem and to engage citizens in reporting about this problem. So I think it was a good match between the local problem and the solution that exists already, and just explaining how the particular solution can help to the action of activists here.
And if we want to take a look at an example, Jamila took a photo of a illegal dumping site near schools in a village called Pkin in the north of Israel. So here it is on the map, the red dot here. When I click on it, I could get a link and see the picture of the dump sites that hundreds of students that live there are suffering, and their health is endangered by this garbage. I could add notes and comments. I could share it with my friends or with local municipality or government using Twitter, Facebook, email. So I think this is a really good tech solution that addresses the problem that we see here.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi. Okay. Hi, my name is Hilly. I'm from Batsmi. Batsmi is an NGO that does employment programs for underprivileged populations, mainly women. We hardly get any online donations, and if we get any online donations, it's from Israel. And with the help of this workshop in TechCamp, I wanted to know and to try how to make an online campaign for raising money, a global online campaign. And what I did now is
creating, I didn't finish it, I will finish it later, but I created an online campaign to support employment issues of Arab women. And I was never familiar with those techniques, and I never tried to use them, and it was the first time I tried to use those techniques. And I'm very happy about this opportunity. And I think it's going to help us. It's going to help my organization. Thank you.
Yeah, and they had great goals, right? Because she was specifically able to say, with this much money, we'll be able to educate 5 women and get them placed in jobs. So $10,000 US gets 5 Arab women employment, right? And that's a wonderful thing for people to know, and that's something that is, because she's using a platform like Indiegogo, that she can kind of have that fire hose that sends that information out internationally. It's not suddenly just a question of who in Israel will fund this. It's a question of who of everybody in the world is interested in contributing to this kind of effort. So it's good stuff.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. The women in our discussion today were talking about a couple of different issues that come up in especially the secular communities about marriage and prenuptial agreements and the age at which women are married and how much information they have when they go into these marriages, and how the information that they have at the beginning can help them if those marriages do end up dissolving. Because as I understand it, there's about 1/3 of marriages in Israel that do end in divorce, and half of marriages, I think, in Tel Aviv that end in divorce. And so this issue is a really major problem for people living here, and especially, I guess, in the secular communities. When these marriages do dissolve, the women don't have all the information, and the man can make the decision as to whether the marriage ends or not. And often these prenuptial agreements can help women decide, or help women have the tools that they need to get out of that marriage in a way that is healthy for them. And if they've signed something saying, for example, this is too long, I'm sorry. If they've signed something saying, for example, when we get divorced, like, you know, we'll split these things evenly, the man can't hold those things over her and keep her in the marriage longer. And so some of the solutions we talked about were doing awareness campaigns.
Yeah, but we still didn't get to the final solution. So now we are working on how to build an effective campaign in order to increase the awareness, and how to use the social media in order to also to increase awareness. One of the solutions was that we need to create a soft campaign, not an aggressive one, and also if
issues are so delicate in the Orthodox community.
Exactly, and also how to make an informative campaign, and not in order that the campaign won't be just curious. I mean, just that it will be something for the long. Yes, exactly. I'm sorry about my.
That was great.
So if you could just, do you want to? You could just tell us about the problem statement that you're working on first.
Yeah, we talked about how to professionalize the Palestinian film industry in order to help change stereotypes that happens in the film industry, because there's not much professional people that works in this industry that comes from the Palestinian community.
Okay, so how did the conversation go, and were there any technologies that you're kind of considering?
Well, yes, there are plenty of technologies that we could actually use from here, but the most like logical one would be using mobile phones, teaching kids and students to use them in a way that they can actually, in the end, make movies, films, their own stories. And bit by bit, I think this will make the industry get people that would like to work there, because they would see the effect by using Facebook. We will help by providing people that are professional, maybe to edit certain movies that are good. And this, little by little, other things except using technology, like providing training is also a possibility, but just like talking about this place and learning from here, using this kind of technology that I think it's possible to use to try to improve the situation in the film industry in the Palestinian community here in Israel.
Okay, great. That's great.
My name is Laura Hawa. I am a movie producer and I'm planning to establish a new NGO to handle the situation in the film industry sphere in the Palestinian community.